Talks, conversations that create clients for life. I hope we're all in the right spot, but this is our topic for today. And for those of you I haven't met, I am Amy Stack. I am the regional tech trainer for the Mid-American region. So that's all of Illinois, part of Indiana, and a little bit of Wisconsin. So I go to the offices in person, I teach virtually, I support all kinds of people. It's a lot of fun. I've been with KW for about 8 years. I've been in real estate for 12 years. I am a realtor, an investor, and a labs advisor. So if you ever feel like you think you would like to beta test products before they come out or give feedback on like Command or other Keller Williams tech platforms on how you think it could be improved, and that's something you're interested in doing, let me know. I can get you a labs advisor application. It is a volunteer position, but we're always happy to get feedback from all kinds of different people, different backgrounds. You don't have to be a techie to do it because we want to make it easy to use for everyone. So that's what a labs advisor does. And then on the personal side, I am a wife and we are dog parents, my husband and we are proud aunt and uncle to 2 nieces and 3 nephews. The newest one is 9 months old, so I have to remember to update my count now. But that's a little bit about me, and this is a little bit about your industry. So, according to NAR, about 70 to 80% of people say that they would use their realtor again. However, only about 18% actually do, which means that about 75% of our business is actually lost due to lack of follow-up. And I've been doing a whole series this year on different touches you can do to have your multi-touch program. We hear the term 36 touch a lot. Some people do 72. I think as many as you can is what you want to do. A lot of people are doing over 100 touches a year. So this is just something you can incorporate into that touch program, which is part of the laws of the database. So right out of the MRAA book, there's this concept called the laws of the database. So the first one is to build it. That means put all your contacts in your database, whether it's Command or something else. I don't care as long as you've got them all in one spot. That's what we need. And then you want to feed it daily. So you're making sure that you're constantly adding to it because that will help grow your business. And you need to make sure that you touch it in a systematic way. So that's what we'll be focusing on today, which is why that's blue. So we want to be systematic about it. We don't want to be all haphazard. That way it's consistent. You'll hear me bring that up a lot too. And then the fourth law of the database is service all leads that come your way. And that's to make sure that you're giving that great experience and that you get referrals. They either come back to you or they refer their friends and family as well. So we want to make sure we're always servicing the leads. So why touches matter? So of course, staying in touch is necessary, and not all touches are equal. We want to make sure that we're providing value. So consistency and value I'll bring up a lot. As you guys, I think, know by now, real estate is a relationship business, right? So we want to make sure that we're building those relationships through intentional communication consistently over time. And the goal is not just more touches, it's better touches. So that's why I brought up this home equity analysis as a way to reach out, because it is a way to provide value other than just asking, who do you know that wants to buy, sell, or invest, right? It's coming from value with them. So the touch equation is value and consistency have to go hand in hand. They have to exist together. If you guys are on the James Shaw pivot calls in the morning, this will not be a new concept to you. The theory is that consistency without value is annoying, meaning if you're constantly in front of them, that's a good thing because you want to have mind share. But if there's no value to it, they're going to get annoyed and unsubscribe. Like I get all kinds of emails from restaurants and retailers and all kinds of stuff, and I'm always unsubscribing because I don't care what they're trying to sell me, right? It's just noise in my inbox. The other side of that is if you are providing value, but you're not being consistent, it's anonymous. Meaning if you just drop something their way once or twice a year and it's not on a regular basis, they're going to forget who you are because you're not going to be top of mind. So we want to combine those two things to build that strong relationship. And why the equity conversation works is because it's relevant to every homeowner. So this is a homeowner targeted conversation. It's not typically going to be the same for renters because they're not building equity, right? But maybe they want to know about equity for like what it can do for them if they move. So in that case, you could have an equity conversation with a renter. It's typically connected to their largest asset. For most people, the home they own is their biggest financial investment that they have ever or will ever make. So it is something that directly ties back to their well-being financially. Uh, it's useful even if they don't move. So you can use this to build a relationship with somebody even if they're not going to move. So that's providing value. And then, like I said, it's providing value without asking for anything necessarily in return. So I'm going to talk about six specific things that you can bring up. Some will be like, okay, if you have enough equity, you can actually buy the bigger home that you want, and that does result in a real estate transaction. Other things may be something that, like this says, they might never need to move, but they can use it to help them, which makes you a trusted advisor and will bring you more referrals. So how does it work? How does equity create opportunity for you? So providing the information is going to build confidence in you, and then that confidence is going to open up conversations with you and your clients. Those conversations will lead to building trust, and that trust will be able to create opportunities for you. So it's a nice little chart I put together here for you to show how that all flows together. And it really just helps strengthen that relationship, especially if it's somebody you don't know super well. It's an easy way to provide something to them that they care about, no matter what you know about them. Their home equity is something that's relevant to every single person in your database. So, as I mentioned, we're going to talk about the Home Equity Smart Plan. So, I put together several touches. These are just some little examples of what you'll see in there to be able to reach out to people throughout the year. Automatically, this whole system is put together for you. So, some of the concepts here are making sure they have enough insurance on their home. A lot of people have been in their home for a long time, their equity's gone up. They haven't matched their insurance coverage to match the cost that it would be to replace their home if something catastrophic happened. You can also use this as a touch to get them connected with one of your preferred vendor partners. That way you can build relationships with the vendor partner and the client. People can use this conversation to find out if their clients can get rid of their PMI, which would save them a few $100s a month on average. I would like that, right? If somebody could save me a couple $100, I would forever be grateful to that person and keep that would help me remember them and that would stick out in my mind. It can help people remodel their homes. So maybe they take out a home equity line of credit. And if you are an agent plus agent, you could kind of double dip on that. You could get the refi on the lender side, and then you could obviously help them as a real estate client and help them with figuring out what their ROI would be, where to put their money to really maximize, if they do that refi and do a cash out and kind of upgrade their home. Or maybe they refi and take that money and do something else with it, like send a kid to college or buy a car or put it into another house, which is what that move one is over here. A lot of people don't realize how much equity they've actually built. They know how much they've put into their mortgage, but they don't realize that they have so much more equity and can sell the home for more than they had initially thought, which would help them make that move and move into a different neighborhood or move up into a bigger home. And that would obviously help result in a direct real estate transaction. The other one I have on here is invest. Oh, and one of them disappeared. Debt was the other one. So debt was more about consolidating debt. You could do that with like a home equity as well and consolidate everything, which would again ideally make their life easier and make you memorable that you were part of what helped make their life easier. And then the other part here is invest. So some people don't even think about investing in real estate. Maybe they've thought, oh, I'd love to have a vacation home someday, but they just don't see how it's possible. Using their home equity could help make that possible. Or if they think I hear that real estate is the best way to build, financial wealth and independency, but I don't have the money to purchase an investment property, they can use their current home equity to do that. And you could get a transaction out of that and obviously be the support system during that process. So those are the main touches I put together in the SMART plan for you. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that up in Command. So this will be the part if you want to follow along, you absolutely can. If you just want to see it and go check it out later, it is available for you. But we'll talk about how to find it. We'll review the content in it. We'll talk about how you can make some edits. I did specifically make it so that it's usable as is today. However, I'll show you some things that you can do to customize it to make it a little bit more hands-off for you, but it's custom to each person, so I couldn't do that for the entire region. And then we'll show you how you can actually send it out to your database. Any questions about what we've covered so far before I pull up Command? No? All right. Oh, something popped up. What? Oh, somebody's entering the waiting room. Let me go ahead and admit that. And I'm just going to switch screens here. Can everybody see my Command screen now? I go with yes. Nobody's saying no. All right. So I am in Command. I'm going to turn on my cursor highlighter so you can see this. There we go. All right, so when you go into your Command account, there is a Smart Plan applet on the left. It's the fourth little icon there. We're going to go ahead and select that to take us to Smart Plans. And right now I'm just going to show you how to go find that Smart Plan. So feel free to follow along on your computer. Okay, so we're in Smart Plans, and I am going to click Library on the top near the left-hand side. We're going to select Library. And there's a few ways you can find this. If you just go to the search and type in MAR, M-A-R, and then home, it should pop up right away for you. So it's actually a two-part smart plan. There's MAR Home Equity Drip Part 1 and MAR Home Equity Drip Part 2. So that's what we're looking for. Go ahead and hit Add Smart Plan, and you'll hit this download button, and it will download both parts of that smart plan for you, 1 and 2. So I've just added both of those to my smart plans. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go back to my smart plans at the left, top left, and they'll be the first two things in my smart plans that I have the ability to edit. If I hover over it, it will tell me if I'm looking at part 1 or part 2. It doesn't really matter which one you edit or open for now if you're following along. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 because I want to show you about the last step as well for later on. But if you're curious what's in this, you can hit the little caret here, that little triangle, and it will tell you what the steps are and if they're being sent at a specific time. So you can see I have an email, 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 lots of emails, right? Those are all in there for you. And you can see what time they're scheduled to go out as well. If you want to actually get in there and look at them and make edits, you'll come to the edit pencil on the far right. And you'll see that those steps are in here. So you can see day 1, send an email, then wait 60 days. Oh, I think I clicked the wrong one. 1 second, this might be an older. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so part 1 has my texts in it. All right, so I'm going into part 1 here. You'll see I have an email on day 1, and then day 30, I have a different email. 2 days later, so that would be day 33, there's a text that goes out. Now, if you have Twilio set up in Command, this text will go out automatically for you. And you can see on the right-hand side, there's actually 3 potential text messages. So this if you run this plan multiple years in a row, it's called a dynamic text, so it'll switch between different text messages. So they're not getting the same one every single time. That's what that is. So it's not going to send all three text messages. It'll rotate through depending on when you're sending it so that it's not always the same every single time. So you can see we've got a combination of emails and text through here. And I'm going to click that first one to show you on the right-hand side. This is just, it's called a simple text email. There's no images or graphics in this. This is literally it on the right-hand side. So the subject line is discover hidden value in your house. And then, have you ever wondered about the true value of your home? Understanding your home's worth goes beyond knowing its market price, and it goes on a little bit from there. But all of the simple text ones are kind of a variation of this, checking in to see if they know what their home is worth and giving them a call to action to reach out to you if they want to know more about their home. These blue things are called merge tags. So in this case, if you were sending it to me, it would say Amy, comma, at the top. And then it will fill in your name. So I'm looking at Lacey right now. So it would say Lacey Cobbs would fill in there. And then right now I just have it set up to say Keller Williams. You can hit this edit pencil and change any of the text in there if you would like to. You can also add your office name. So like my office is Premier Properties. Oops, I spelled that wrong. I could add a link to my website if I wanted to. So if you want to add a link, you'll highlight the text you want to link. And you'll come to the right over here above your email, and there's a little chain link icon. That's your hyperlink. And you'll just want to paste your hyperlink or type it out in that hyperlink section. Oh, it didn't go. I'll just type it. Okay, so when I hit add link, that text will become blue. So that's how you'll know that that's actually linked in there for you. And you can put any information in here you would like. However, there was a new feature that launched just last week. And if you see, if I go just below where I'm typing, there is a button that says signature now. So if you don't want to have to manually type all of this in every single time, you can actually make an email signature by clicking that button. I have some set up already. I'm guessing you haven't done this yet because it's brand new. All you'll have to do is hit manage signatures and then select add signature, and you can create a whole text email signature in here and call it whatever you want. So like I have test, I have RTT, and when you're done, you'll hit save and it will become one of the options for you to choose from. So you can see I've got a few options in there. This was just a sample. And I can hit, when I'm in here, when I hit signature, now I have RTT as an option. It will just drop that in place for me. So let me get rid of this text here. All right, so so add signature, RTT. Oh, it didn't go. Okay, well, it should just drop in place for there. Looks like we're having a little hiccup right now, but you can use this signature in several spots as well. So see if that's working for you. I like that because then I can add it to every single step pretty quickly instead of having to retype my email signature every time. So when you're happy with those changes, just hit save at the bottom right. And then I want to show you the next one I have in here looks different. So that first one I said was a simple text email. This one is going to be built out from that designs library. So this is more of that marketing looking email with the graphics in it. And you can hit preview just to get an idea of what it's going to look like. You'll notice there's some things that look like they're not filled out, and that's because those are also merge fields. So those all pull from your marketing profile inside Command. And I can also see at the top, I can toggle between different views. So this is what it would look like on mobile versus desktop. And then the middle is a tablet. So you can make sure it looks nice on all of those options. Now I've already gone through that, so I know that it's formatted nicely for that. If you would like to make edits or see the preview with your information populated in there, I'm going to go ahead and just hit the X here. You'll notice I still have the edit pencil at the top right for send email. And once I open that up, this is where I can actually change the subject line of my email, or I can come to the bottom right of where that little picture is and hit edit, and it will take me to designs. So yes, I want to do that. And here is the full design editor, so you can make changes if you'd like. And if I hit the eyeball here, that will show me what it looks like with my information pulled in from my marketing profile. So it doesn't have those weird kind of placeholders in there. Okay. So again, I'm in preview mode right here. I promised to show you a way you could take this to the next level. So you'll see in the body of my email, there is a little bit of a call to action. It says, if you would like a referral to a trusted insurance broker, this one is about the insurance, reply and I'll send it your way, right? So there's a little bit of a call to action there. And there's also here to learn about your equity, simply email me the full property address with the words equity review. So in all of the emails, I have a sentence kind of like that in there. So that is prompting them to reach out to you to ask for what their equity is. And you could do a little bit of like a call to, like a mini CMA or something for them. There's lots of ways you can pull that data up. Now, what you could do to take this to the next level is I'm going to pull up my website so you can visualize what I'm about to show you or tell you about. On all of our websites, if you don't have it set up already, you have the ability to have this page set up, and it's like 5 clicks to make it go live. So it is a home value tool on your KW website. If you have another website you use, I know a lot of people use Cloud CMA. They have kind of a landing page like this too. You don't have to use the KW one. But if you have a site that does a home value review for your clients, you can grab that link and put it in your email. So here is mine. I'm going to copy this. So once you find that page that you want to send them to, you'll just copy the link. And when you are in your email inside command, if you want to do this, like I said, this email is ready to go with call to actions already. But if you would like to add a button that goes to a home value tool, on the right-hand side of that email editor, there's a button that says button. What a concept. I can drag and drop that where I would like to use it. And you can see that button has dropped in here. And now my editor for that button is on the right. I don't actually want the button to say button. I want it to say something like, I don't know, home value tool, learn my value, something like that. So I'm just going to change that button there. And then there's a section that says link to, and I can come and choose web address. And remember, I copied the link already, so that's on my clipboard. I can go ahead and hit paste. And that link to this page is now what's going to be connected in this button that says learn my home value. Now, if you want to pretty up your button or change it at all, you can do that below here. We can change the color. Maybe I want it blue. Who knows? Maybe, change it to red, whatever you want to do. That will change on the left as you click through there. Make it match your branding. Oh, that's hard to read. You can also change the font on the button and the font size, the text color on it. This is gonna be really hard to see if I change it too much. So that red's hard to read on the blue, but you can do that. You can change those colors. I'll just make it white. And then we also have this, so the container padding, that's how much space is around the button. And then the position of it. Do you want it centered on the left or right? And the last thing on here is the border option. If I turn that on, I can make it more of that pillbox style if I want to. Right now it's very square, right? Hard corners. I can go in here and I can choose to add a radius. I don't even know. I'm just gonna put 5% right now. And so now you see those corners are a little bit softer. What if I do 50? That's where you have the very round side of the button. So you can play with a lot of things if you want to. Minimum, if you want a button put the text on what the button will say, and then add the link in there. You don't have to play with any of these. This is just to change the design and make it pretty or match your branding if you want to do that. So I'm going to go back. We'll hit save here. So now my client doesn't have to call me or email me to get to this page that will give them a home estimate already. So it's a little bit less friction for them, which is why I like that button option. Some people will do it to play with it just because they want to see what it is, but they won't actually pick up the phone to call you or respond to your email to say, what's my home value? The beauty of this, now I don't know about all home value tools, but the one that's built into the command websites, the KW ones, if your clients fill this out, you will get a notification in command that they did that. So you know that they're interested in finding out about their home equity. So you still get kind of a call to action for yourself, either to have a mental note or to reach out to them to have a conversation about their home equity. So that's how you can customize it. Like I said, this button is not in any of the emails that are published in that smart plan because I can't make it for everybody because everybody would have a different link. But if that's something you would like to do, you absolutely can. And then maybe just change the language in here if you add the button to say, just push your, instead of to learn more about your equity, email me, you can say, click the button below. And all of that editing would happen on the right-hand side. So I would just say, simply click the button below. Just like that. And that's it. That's all you would have to do if you wanted to add that button to the smart plan. I don't actually want to save this. Oh, Cherie said nice. Yay. So I'll close without saving. So that's what all of the steps are. And I talked to you about what the 6 topics were. So you'll see those in there, but they all look like that email if they are the designs email. And I'm going to go back to my part 2. Actually, let me reopen this. The last step of the part 1 drip is add to smart plan part 2 drip. So this is already set up for you. So as soon as you get through the first 6 months of touches, it's just going to add it to that second 6 months of touches, the part 2 drip. Okay, so that will happen automatically for you. And then I'm going to open up that part 2 drip and scroll to the bottom because it's like, great, what happens when part 2 ends? Currently, it is set up as create a task, which means you will get a task reminder. And this task says to add whoever the person is that you have on the drip back to part 1. The Smart Plan library, it will not let us publish plans that go forever. You can create them that way, but the library won't let me publish it that way. So I have a task in there as a reminder to you to go ahead and put it back on that first plan. However, if you come in here, you actually have the ability to use this button on the left that says add to smart plans, and I can drag that in and I can say what plan I want to add it to. So I can select Home Equity Drip Part 1, and this step is 60 days later. Okay, so that's perfect. And then that will just start Part 1 at the appropriate time versus the following day. We don't want to have the email go out on June 6th and then the second smart plan start on June 7th. It will be another full month there. So that was add to smart plan. I dragged from the left to the right and then I chose which smart plan I wanted to add it to, and then you can delete the task. You don't need the task if you already have add to smart plan as your last step. So if you change the last step on drip 2 to add to smart plan and link it to drip 1, that means that will just run forever until they opt out or you turn it off or whatever the case may be. So that is how you can get those touches in automatically every month without necessarily having to think about it. You can, like I said, I'm going to stop sharing. You can send those out without touching anything in the emails, and it will just be a call to action to your client to reply to you if they want to learn more. If you want to give your client the easy button, you'll go into the email steps and you'll add the button to your website to where they can do that quick CMA. It's not a CMA, it's just a home value tool, an estimate of their home. Does anybody have questions? Do you want me to re-show you anything in Command before we move forward? Okay. Oh, go ahead. I saw Jennifer raise her hand.
Hi, Amy. If they opt out at some point, are they
Mhm.
opting out of that smart plan or all communications from you?
They get the option. That's a great
Okay.
question. So it will, if they do any opting out in Command, like same thing with the monthly neighborhood nurture, right? Uh, any smart plan that runs and loops, if they opt out of it, when they get an opt out, like the screen that pops up, it will say, "Do you want to opt out of this type of communication or all communication?" And text opt out is different. That's a separate thing. They have to reply stop to the text to opt out of that. Great question. And speaking of text messages, I mentioned that Twilio is part of this. If you do not have Twilio set up in Command, that is the service that we use to text from Command. If you don't have that set up and you don't want to, that text step will become a task to you to remind you to text them from your own phone. You just if they're in your phone, you can text them from there. The reason I like Twilio is obviously it is more automated, so I don't have to that like manually go text all of those people. It does log everything in Command that happened. You can reply to Twilio text messages from the desktop. You can type a reply from your computer or on the Command mobile app, the red app. You do have the ability to choose when you hit reply to a Twilio text in the Red app. It will say, do you want to reply through Twilio or do you want to reply from your phone? And you can switch the conversation over to your phone, your direct cell phone versus the Twilio line. So those are all options. And like I said, all of this is editable. So if you don't want to text at all for some reason, you could just delete the text step altogether. Let me go ahead and reshare my screen for you. Any questions about the texting before I do that? No? Okay. So that's how you would do it in Command. And, oh, I didn't need to share this yet. I wanted to show you one other thing. Is anybody on here on the pivot calls or part of James Shaw Inspire calls? Ooh, okay, so this could be a good resource for you. Miranda, this kind of goes into what you were talking about at the top of the call. Let me open up my chat. I'm going to paste this link in here. So Chris is an agent. I think she's in Minnesota, maybe Milwaukee. I always mix that up. I don't know why. I know they're different states. Milwaukee's a city, Minnesota's a state, but she's up north, somewhere with an M. She has done multiple trainings on this, but the link I just put in the chat goes to this video of her. The one I was showing you today, this system is just to help you stay top of mind with some automated touches and helpfully start some conversations and build relationships, make them stronger. Part of Chris's system is that she actually follows the DTD2 and part of her quarterly touches, first quarter every year, she does an annual real estate review that she sends to her clients. I see a lot of people do this either around tax time or they pick a specific quarter of the year or they do it with home anniversaries. So they're reaching out instead of just saying, congratulations, you've been in your home another year, they give them some value and tell them what their home is currently worth. You see how that's a little different than happy anniversary? Yeah. So this little video walks you through her whole process, and she actually uses RPR, which everybody that's part of NAR has access to. So she does a little report, she downloads it, she puts it into Google Drive, and shares that Google Drive link with her clients. So she talks in this training about all of her steps for how she does that and shares her screen and shows you how to do that setup as well. So it goes over the prep work to do that real estate review. And then you can see there's 6 bullet points that she breaks down including how to use the RPR, Real Property Resource. So I wanted to go ahead and get you that link in case that's something, if you want to learn more that way. It's two different ways to approach it. One is stay in front of them every month, make sure that they know what their home value is and how it can help them to know that. And the other is to do a more specific home value estimate for them because that is not as automated. It's an amazing touch and it's a different type of touch. So let me stop sharing my screen. And I would love to see, has anybody heard of that before? The one I just put in the chat, or heard of a system like that? Oh, okay. So we got two different options for you. All right. So let's put in the chat. What are you more interested in starting with first? An automated system that goes out regularly or doing something that's more custom to the client? There's no wrong answer. Both are great options for you. More hands-on, Samantha says. Perfect. Then you'll like that video. Everybody else fell asleep. I must be boring today. Oh, automated, Jackie said. Perfect. That's why I made the smart plan. And Jackie, did you have any other questions about customizing that smart plan? Oh, I see lots of automateds coming up. All right. So at least there's a start, right? You can start some of those conversations. Lovely. Okay. Anybody have questions about how to find that smart plan or make edits if they want to? All right. Well, I left time in today's class if we wanted to do any workshopping. No questions about edits, Jackie. Perfect. Then today I really just, the last thing, if we don't have questions, is I have a little feedback form for you. So if you don't mind scanning this, let me know your thoughts on the content of today. This will be my last class for the year, so we'll have another one in January. I don't know what the topic is yet. I'll figure that out next week and send it out to everybody. Go ahead and fill that out. And I would love to hear from you. What is something you learned today? Feel free to come off mute or put something in the chat. What's something new you learned today? Or what's something you want to implement maybe starting in January at the new year or sooner? What did you take away from class? What's an aha you had? I see people thinking and typing. I'm just going to start calling on people if nobody's going to answer. Oh, Lacey put in there, smart plans aren't as intimidating as I thought. Yeah, especially when they're pre-built. That's why I did it. I'm glad that you found that helpful. And is it Mesa? Misa said, can you send the record? Oh, so I'll have another slide with the link for the information for the recording. So I do have a YouTube channel. This will go up there. It'll probably be up. It'll be up by Monday at the latest. I have a VA who uploads them and processes them for me.
Hey, Amy, I have a dumb question really quick.
It's not dumb. Go ahead.
Well, wait till I ask it and then say so on the feedback form, is one good or five? Like which direction are we?
Oh, 5 is good, 1 is bad.
Got it.
Or
Thank you.
not great.
Okay.
I can put that on. I can update my sheet. Thanks for the clarifying question there. Sharice said, the fact that I need to use more smart plans in 2026, this is the definition of working smarter, not harder. Yay, that was my goal. Thanks, Sharice. And Samantha said, oh, thank you for your time. Definitely reaching out with the intention of reminding people to do their taxes. Yes. If you guys didn't know, a little side note, for the region, I create a newsletter or a marketing kit every month. So January's touch will be taxes, some information about like homeowners, what they can, how being a homeowner can benefit on their taxes, make sure they're getting the homeowner break. Actually, Lacey, I might need to reach out to you. I don't know if that's the same in Indiana as it is in Illinois. But it'll be to some tax time tips for January. Jim said, I'm not sure I'd like to send so many emails related to equity. I'd like to mix up an automated campaign with a number of different topics. You can absolutely do that, Jim. So all of this is customizable. I've laid out a whole bunch of steps for you. Once you download it into your command account, it's yours to do with as you wish. So if you want to send 6 a year instead of 12, you can do that. Or if you want to send it every 60 days instead of 30 days, you can do that. If you pair this with that marketing kit that I mentioned, that marketing kit is one email and one text every month, so that's another 24 touches. So with this, what did I say? This was 16 touches. So then that'd be 40 touches a year with just these two. And if you add the monthly neighborhood nurture, that's another 12 touches. So we're up to 52 touches already. But you can customize those and choose to text or not, send less emails, pick and choose. Pick your poison. It's like a choose your own adventure book. I like that better than pick your poison. All right. Any other questions? We're like right on schedule, a little bit ahead of time today. Here is my QR code to the MAR Tech Hub with some information. My YouTube channel is on here. If you scan this QR code, this has tons of resources about KW Tech. It also has a link to my channel on there. And that marketing kit that I mentioned that I make every month for the region, the download button is on there and a training video. So feel free to scan that. I can also put the link in the chat. Let me grab that for you really quick. I thought I had it open. 1 second. Here we go. I'll put that link in the chat right now. And actually, I will do this and bring this over. This is what that Tech Hub looks like. And if you didn't get a chance to grab the QR code, it is at the bottom right-hand side of the screen as well. But there's instructions on how to set up your KW Canva account if you haven't done that yet. These two sections are for that monthly marketing kit. We've got upcoming classes, subscribe to YouTube, which is where the recording for this class will be, and then tons of resources to help you with KW Tech. Even some basic non-KW Tech information is on here as well. So thank you all for coming today. I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording. This actually made me, hang on, I can't talk and do this button at the same time. Stop recording.